the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss along with Pauly Howard. We are live in downtown Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Big program lined up today. Obviously, we'll hit on what took place last night in the national title game. We'll try to update if anything happens today in the transfer portal about getting ahead on futures for next season in college basketball. We have a lot on a busy Major League Baseball card, NBA, Julian Edlow on the program coming up in an hour. Wes Reynolds, 2 full segments with him on the Masters, and Derek Stevens, owner, CEO of this great property. So congrats to all of you. I've seen tickets all the way back to April 8th from last year. That's a year ago tomorrow.
Nice.
When people put in tickets on Michigan. You know why they put tickets in on Michigan? Because that's when they were getting big players to come to that team in the portal. Much like the portal is now open, and if anything happens, that's why I said we'll let you know about that. Yeah. I'm willing to tie up a ticket for a year at 20-1 in that range, maybe even better if it's going to cash. I'm okay with that.
Yep. 20-1 in the summer. A lot of people had it. Humans had it. 16-1 before the season started. We'll tip jars open. We'll do that coming up. You know, real Mr. ACL gave it out as a gift, and that cashed. Guy won $4,000 as a wedding gift.
Yep.
That's incredible. So, it's also interesting when you talk to bookmakers, and Johnny Avello was quoted in an ESPN.com story about the odds next year, and you have your usual candidates and suspects, but he said how college basketball and sports have changed. You got to look at an Arkansas. You definitely have to look at a BYU. Teams that have a lot of money that they're going to spend and moving forward, what that's going to look like. So, and we also got an answer to the question, what if Michigan couldn't make shots and couldn't knock down threes? Well, they made 2 threes and still won the game.
Well, I thought
phenomenal job by Michigan.
I thought a couple of things last night. First of all, we've been saying this forever. The fact that coaches and players are obligated to talk at halftime or in between game, whatever it is, they never say anything. Last night, I will tell you that those were 2 of the best sound bites that we're ever going to get during the game. One, Dan Hurley, who admitted the only chance that we have against this team is to make it as ugly as possible. And he kind of laughed right away in the game. That's what we're trying to do. And then Yaxel Lendenborg at halftime, he basically said, I'm worthless out there right now, and I'm injured, and I got to just see if I can get better in the second half. How many kids talk like that at halftime? That was terrific to say that.
Sure.
But also, Hurley, from a betting standpoint, unless it keeps continuing next year, since 2023 in the tournament, now 19-1 ATS. Going back to the 2009 tournament, the Huskies are 35-7 against the spread. Hurley, in the Sweet 16 or later, 12-0 ATS, 16-0 ATS after the round of 32, and in the last 4 days, when he has 2 days rest of 2 days of rest in the tournament, 10-0 ATS. That dropped to 8-2 straight up last night.
Yep. It's too bad it's over. It's an incredible run.
I know.
And how good this guy is. Unbelievable.
Well, if you, watch the game, all you needed to know was the first 10 minutes to see how much better of a coach he is compared to a guy like Tommy Lloyd. He knew what the game plan was.
Yeah.
Lloyd did the exact opposite.
Yeah, fair. It was a good job by the Big Ten and in the drought, and also Michigan and in the drought as well. And I loved, you referenced it, I think, 2 weeks ago, how important that was at the end of the game. I loved the Magic Johnson play. Just get it and chuck it to the other end of the court. I love that, and let the clock expire. That's a beautiful play, and nobody does it. I've only seen it a couple times going back. Magic did it against, I think it was Portland in a playoff game a long time ago. I love that play. Just grab it and throw it down to the other end. And if he holds on to it, they're going to foul. And then it gets interesting from a point spread standpoint. How many does he make? But that just locks up the game. It's over. And just fire at the other end of the court. It was beautiful.
How about 67-63 and Caravan had a look?
Oh, I know. They tried to give it away.
Are you serious?
Silly, yeah. You almost turn it over. Then they call a timeout. They turn it over out of the timeout, and then they brick 2 free throws.
All right.
That got hairy. You're right. And then, but Ball kissing it in, too, I guess, is the other one.
Miracle.
If he doesn't kiss that in, they're going to cover.
Michigan is the first team ever to win a title while getting out-rebounded. That number was 46-39 last night in favor of UConn and making at least 5 fewer three-pointers. They were -7 on threes last night. That tweet courtesy of Josh Dubow, who works for the AP. I thought it was a nasty game to watch. That was a terrible national title game. But that's the way UConn had to make it. And I also thought the referees, for what it's worth, they were so inconsistent last night. Don't be part of the story. What are you doing calling the flagrant in that first half on Caravan? And then the ticky-tack stuff later on in the second half. Guys, please, stay out of the stay out of the headlines. Completely unnecessary. To Hurley's credit, he didn't complain about it last night after the game. He thought he was going to because he was about to blow a gasket as that game was unfolding. But this is a good email from In the Loop, ftm@vsin.com. Yeah. From 8-24 with never to coach again Juwan Howard to investing a ton of cash into depressed assets, boom, champs. Until the wild things of this NCAA portal madness gets under control, the NCAA futures markets in basketball and football will have enormous volatility with high price value each year in the beginning of the seasons when there is no longer rebuilding. That's the thing. These programs don't have to rebuild anymore. That's a unit of 5 different transfers starting from Michigan. They won the whole thing.
Yeah. Look at Texas Tech. They made the playoff in college football,
yep.
And now their win total is like 11.5, and they're expected to make the playoff again. You know, you got to go. They had one good year with Crabtree, and now Texas Tech has turned into a contender every year as well. You're right, and Miami's back too. That's a big reason why as well. NIL.
Sure,
I think that's a good email.
Sure. So if any of these big names again, like I said in the portal, happen to land today, we'll keep you abreast of that because again, I didn't have Michigan, did not have them. That would have been a nice ticket to cash. And Humans bet them at the back end of May, as he said last night on VSiN Primetime. I think he got 20-1 on the Wolverines to win the whole thing. We do have a baseball game starting in 5 minutes. This is in New York. Now, here's the deal today. The game, a bunch of these games, moved up because of cold weather.
They should have moved more up.
That's what I thought, too.
Can you imagine in Fenway tonight? Good luck. Mizorowski's going, and it's 35 degrees.
Mm-hmm. Against Crochet.
That, too.
In this game starting very soon, I do have a bet on it. So, news item here out of the Mets. Juan Soto placed on the IL yesterday. He's expected to miss 2 to 3 weeks. The Mets are back from a 7-game road trip. They played against the Cardinals and the Giants. They were really good against San Francisco, but San Francisco is absolutely reeling right now. The Mets have the second-best bullpen ERA in Major League Baseball. Arizona's batting .211 on the year. That's 23rd in baseball. They're 29th in walks. Gallen's last start at home against Detroit, very good. 6 innings, 4 hits, no earned, 2 Ks. And typically, he's been a very good home pitcher. His first start of the year at the Dodgers, it's the Dodgers lineup, so 4 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned, 2 Ks in that one. But Gallen against the Mets last year, he won both matchups. He allowed 2 runs in 13 innings. Peralta is 4-0 with a 1.35 ERA and 6 career starts against the Diamondbacks. So with these cold conditions, again, expecting some wind, I want instant gratification here. I played under 1.5 for the first 3 at plus 120 in this game, Pauly.
All right. Okay. Did you take any Baltimore Orioles?
Thought about it with Rodgers on the mound, but I did not.
Last 20 appearances, 15 quality starts, allowed 2 runs or fewer 18 times. A 1.76 ERA since 2025. Guy's been unbelievable. Smith comes in, and he's been brilliant, but he had an ERA of 19. So figure that the Orioles could get the win tonight in a game that was pushed up with the weather, as you mentioned earlier, and it's hitting you right in the face today. Right in the face, Seattle. But it'll probably lose. They've won 10 in a row. When Kirby starts against Texas, he's 8-0 with an ERA of 1.
Yeah.
And Evaldi has been awful to start the season. And I know Naylor and J-Rod don't have an extra base hit yet, and they've had their issues offensively, going back to what happened over the weekend with the robbery with Adele again. But they're $1.15 at Texas. And I just think Kirby has owned them, and they've been so good when he starts. Not to mention it's a mini fade of Evaldi as well.
Well, how about another under in that game, though? Because I don't trust this Mariners offense right now for a second.
Little risky. He's got an ERA of 9 his last 5, Evaldi. But it's, 7.5 might be too high.
The offenses were doing nothing in that game last night. That was Gilbert against DeGrom.
Yeah.
And 2, I know Evaldi's off to a rough start, like you said, but Kirby's got the goods as well as owned this team. And Evaldi's track record last couple of years have been super impressive. I will point out, by the way, in that Orioles game, the offense is doing nothing right now for Baltimore. Shane Smith is going, like you said. So he had 6 Ks through 2 innings. He's through 3 right now. He has thrown 77 pitches already. He has 8 Ks and 4 walks. I mean, I didn't even look at his ladder props today for Ks, but he has cashed every imaginable rung at this point. Nothing going in that game. Right now, it looks like the White Sox finally got a hit off of Rodgers, and there are 2 outs right now in the bottom of the third.
I was going to say, I'll ask you about Skeens and a total of 6 against the Padres. against Pavetta.
Well, it's Pavetta going, so his last start was awesome.
But they're starting to hit, too. 25 runs the last 5 games. Skeens at home. 12-6 with an ERA of 2 and 27 starts. And O'Hearn's been great as well. Reaching in all 9 home games.
Mm-hmm.
Seems a little cheap, but how long will he go? That's the thing. 7, 6?
That's
when do they get off Pavetta, too? I mean, it's
a little risky business, man.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to go to war with him at all, with any of his props specifically, because if they yank him again at like 78 pitches,
I know.
That's not okay with me.
Yeah, and your boy is 0 for his last 12. After
My boy.
Your boy Griffin.
Griffin?
That's right.
Yeah, big guy. I have no bets on him.
I know, that's tough, too. So they got to get him going.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a good job. I think we should, I agree with Pizzola and other people that we should have a day game every single day.
100%. By the way, we were not on the air before first pitch today of that Cleveland game. Because of the weather and all the cold and the wind, the grand salami today was 117.5. That means total runs scored across all games being played today in baseball.
Yeah, okay.
Today would have been a good day, I think, to take the under.
Yeah.
But I never bet it. It's too late for that. But
Good call.
It just, when you're looking at all these notes for the games, you're like, oh my God, there's a chance
Another
where
one.
nothing happens in these games at all.
Another one, Minnesota, 35. So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Big card tonight in the NBA as well. The first thing that I locked in on, and I was looking last night, involved this Mavericks-Clippers game, and right now the latest numbers here on the game. Los Angeles favored by 11.5 or 12. The total is as high as 239, but you know where I'm going this. It has to be Cooper Flake props, as we talked about a lot yesterday on the show. Between 25.5 and 27.5 earlier, and his PRA is 39.5. So a usage rate in the NBA above 30 is teetering like on elite. For example, this year, Luka has a usage rate of almost 37%, which is astronomical. Jaylen Brown's at 35%. Flagg's last 2 games at 38%. He has taken 57 shots in his last 2 games. He was 19 of 30 and 7 of 7 from the free throw line in the game last Friday. And then on Sunday against the Lakers, 14 of 27, and he went to the free throw line 17 times. I played over 25.5. I laid 25 cents there. I played over 29.5 points at almost 2-1, and over 39.5 PRA on top of that as well.
What was 30?
I found almost 2-1.
Oh, good price. I'm not going to talk you off any of it.
No, you can do
it's
35.
just
You can do 34.5, 39.5 if you want.
He's 9-1 to score 45 plus. At DK. He's 5-1 to score 40 plus. I like it. No Gafford, no Washington. No defense is going to be played in this one. They don't play defense.
Right.
Up tempo. The last time they played, it was 130. Both teams in the 130s. Dallas blew the game. I think the Clippers are laying too much, but they're trying to get the 8th seed. That's big. Dallas finally off a win. They ended the 14-game home losing streak. They were up 22 on the Lakers. You're right. He's going to take a ton of shots. And they want to get him the award. The hijinks and shenanigans in the game before that, where they put him back in to get the 50 burger. I'm not going to talk you off anything here because there's going to be plenty of shots in a high-scoring game, and he can deliver. And you also have, based on the spread, even though I think it's too many points, you could have the blowout factor, and he's just padding his stats at the end of the game, and he's in there.
I mean, all of this makes too much sense to me, right? As you brought up again yesterday and today, the fact that Kidd got ejected, Vogel then took over, put him back in the game in a blowout, and he scored 51 points. That tied in with those 57 shots in 2 games. How are they going to treat this any differently for the last 4 games? Are they going to say, all of a sudden, Cooper, you're going to be playing 22 minutes tonight? No, his usage rate has been that high for a reason, and I'm predicting here, betting on the fact that it's going to be that high. Boy, and you said this too, looking ahead to their schedule, the Bulls on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
If he goes nuts in the next 3 games leading into that one, what's his prop going to be, 34.5? Who knows what it could be? This could change big time over the next couple of games anyway.
They'll have a huge game Sunday.
Absolutely. And I'm expecting that to be the case here. Look, now DK's at 27.5. Opta AI projecting 20.3 points. Well, they're taking into stock here full season stuff, not current form and current usage rate.
Yeah.
So I'm forgetting about the entire season. I'm going with what we've seen here recently with Cooper Flagg. I'd be stunned if they say, he's playing 25 minutes and that's that.
I think you have to go up to 35 at least.
That's fine.
Take the plus money. Just that he's been on a mission and how they're treating this. Yeah. Boy, you got a good number there. But
what is he at now?
At Caesars, he's $1.05, minus 105 to score 30.
Oh, that's horrendous.
Yeah. Plus 215 to get 35 plus. I mean, I know everyone's betting it, but we're getting out of control here. It's again, he's plus 115 at DK to score 30. He's plus 230 to score 35 plus.
Well, okay. Everybody's betting it then. They're moving the numbers, obviously. Well, and then there you go. If he goes over it tonight, it's going to be much higher than where it opened for this game in the next. And they play tomorrow night, by the way. Yeah. I think it's on the road against the Suns.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll probably, if he has 30 plus tonight, it's going to open at 29.5 tomorrow night on a back-to-back for them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So go ahead.
No Ant, no McDaniels, no LeBron, no DeRozan. Curry's probably going to go limited to 26 minutes as well on some updates here with these games. Makinen's got great trends as always. 11-2 underrun. Chicago, Washington head-to-head. 8 of the last 10 Nets, Bucks games have gone under, and a road team's covered 4 in a row with Toronto and Miami. They played 2 in a row in Toronto, and the favorites flipped in this one. Looks like Miami's going to be locked into that 9-10 unless they can close strong. And this is a big game from a win total standpoint. If the Nets win 2 more games, they somehow go over their win total. The Bucks are laying 2.5. They're not playing anybody, and this is ugly. Front page, ESPN.com, the Giannis story and the dysfunctional organization. His agent asked twice for a trade. They said no. I want to play business. They said, okay, scrimmage 3-on-3. He says no. And Doc Rivers stood up in front of the team and said, Google me. Look at my resume. I can take bad teams or teams not expected to go to the playoffs. I've done it before. And that apparently after benching Kuzma, the team didn't like that, and Portis called him out and just said it's a total disaster.
Of all guys on the planet to say, do you know who I am, or Google me, Doc Rivers is the last coach ever to say that.
I know him, and 3-1 leads.
Those words came out of his mouth?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes. I knew you'd get a kick out of that. It's an incredible story with a ton of tidbits, and it just goes on and on and on. But this is going to be ugly. And because one, I don't think they do him a favor anymore. I say, well, they're just going to trade you to whoever has the best offer. The other tidbit is Miami offered Hero, Ware, other players, and a ton of picks and swaps, and Milwaukee said no.
Oh, my God. Boy. Are they going to get better than that?
That's what I thought. You're going to get a better offer.
They said no to that?
They said no to it.
Holy smokes.
And apparently also they said, well, we're open for business. But then the GM was taking days to get back to people that had, because I think there was like 10 teams that offered something. So
see, now that makes more sense than they really didn't have a conversation with anybody. Or they had a couple, but then the offer is going to be better in the offseason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buzz City Killers.
Well, hold on. For the Bucks, did you see who's doing well lately?
Who is it?
Cornac Ryan, rookie from North Carolina, last 4 games.
Yeah.
13, 25, 11, and 21 points, and he's now playing 30 minutes or more. His props are available nowhere at this point. So I would jot that one down and come closer to game time tonight, which is 7:40 Eastern. You got a couple of hours. If books are going to post numbers on him, if it's small enough, I think you got to bet it.
Sounds good.
Those are it's like that Riley guy right now for the Wizards who's going off, and Zach Cohen's been all over him at vsin.com, and now his prop tonight is 21.5. One more thing before Charlotte quickly. You brought up that Bulls game, and there you go with the Wizards as well. This is from vsin Insights on X. Teams that lost their last 4 games or more are 47, 22, and 2 ATS as road favorites in their last 71 games. That's a situation the Bulls are in tonight. They're laying 6.5 against Washington. 68% on a 4-game losing streak. When you're favored like this.
Mamma mia.
Anyway. So
250.5. Good. I think the Timberwolves are laying too much. With these guys that are out, the Pacers have been frisky.
I want nothing to do with the tanking parlay.
Okay.
The Wolves would be in that one against the Pacers.
Right.
It's a 5-teamer tonight. That's not even money. You're still laying some juice with that. It's the Wolves, Pacers, Pelicans against the Jazz.
Right.
Warriors, Kings, Clippers, Mavericks, and Thunder, Lakers.
Yeah.
If you want to include that one, because there's no LeBron.
Yeah. Thunder up to 18.5 on the road.
Ugh.
If the Timberwolves win and the Suns lose, the Timberwolves clinch. And if Miami loses one more game, they're locked into the play-in, which isn't a surprise. And they keep playing games with the Houston game. They were favored. They became dogs. They're favored again. They've won 6 in a row. I just question the motivation for the Suns. You know, you got the good news that the tech was rescinded on Brooks, but they're going to be the 7th seed. And Houston is trying. Oh, I reached out to Jeff Sherman at the Westgate. Listen to this. If the Rockets host the Lakers in the first round, he makes the series price $1,200. Are you kidding?
Are you serious with that?
Can you believe that? Oh,
well, there you go. No Reeves, no Luka.
$1,200. You know, Kennard had a triple-double in that Mavs game. That was hilarious. Maybe he does something tonight. You get extended minutes from Kennard.
Imagine you get inside information that it's going well for Luka over in Europe.
That's right.
He's going to be back and ready to play.
I know. I couldn't believe the price. You get like 7-1 take back on the Lakers against a team that everyone was dismissing before this winning streak. This is awesome. Here's what a lot of gamblers don't realize. The IRS taxes your wins, not your net, but after a bad season, so you can be down overall and still owe big. Tax resolution expert Paul Francetic has been fixing gambler tax problems for over 20 years. Get a free gambler tax problem consultation, 262-752-6992, or visit gamblertaxhelp.com. Tax resolution expert Paul Francetic, gamblertaxhelp.com.
Huge.
Awesome.
Yep. Get that phone number in your phone now. And, you have tax days next week unless you file an extension. But that would be a massive help to file away. Up next, we'll discuss Major League Baseball, stellar matchups on the mound. I had to play this young Phenom's K-prop over yet again, and I like the idea of betting no home run in this game. It makes some sense. I'll tell you why coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
I am staring at a stone-cold loser to begin the show today. First 3 under 1.5. Diamondbacks and the Mets. Back-to-back-to-back singles for the Mets to begin. Strikeout by Gallen, then a sac fly. It's 1-0 Mets right now. Runners on first and second and 2 outs. He's got to get out of this inning for me to have any prayer whatsoever, obviously.
Yeah, a lot of funny stuff's been happening. You know, Sale has owned the Angels in his career. He got roughed up. I know. It's strange stuff going on in MLB.
We'll point out a player. Look, I mean, some people will say that the whole batter versus pitcher thing doesn't really matter. Well, there is this. Marcell Ozuna in this Padres-Pirates game. In his career against Nick Pivetta on the bump today for the Padres, Marcell Ozuna is 8 for 33 with 6 home runs. He has been dialed in. That is the most home runs Pivetta has surrendered to any hitter, and Ozuna's most home runs versus any pitcher. So that's big. And Pirates $1.33, like we said earlier.
Yep.
I thought they were a little bit cheap yesterday. Thank God I did not get involved. I thought it was fishy, and Chandler just did not have it, and they lost. And your boy...
That's right. Another thing, yeah. Guy's got the worst ERA in baseball for the last 2 years, and Marquez shuts him down.
Yeah. Throws a beauty for him.
Yep. Ryan O'Hearn's been ranking, as I mentioned.
Yep.
He's had a great year. You got the Ozuna stuff as well, and you can do some O'Hearn props there if you want as well.
So this Reds-Marlins game is Abbott versus Alcantara. Yeah, he has a 0.00 ERA on the year. He's 2-0 on the season. 7-1 with a 2.07 ERA. That's 16 earned runs over almost 70 innings and a 173 opponent batting average in his last 10 starts dating back to August of last year. The Reds have won 4 straight after their best start since 2021. The Marlins face a lefty today in Abbott for the 4th consecutive game. They have the second most plate appearances against lefties this season, 164, but they do not have a home run against a lefty on the season. I can't find this anywhere in Nevada. I know this is available outside, but a no home run bet in this game. The way that Sandy is dealing and the fact that the Marlins can't hit a home run against lefties so far this year, I don't know. I don't even know what the price is, but I know that they exist, and if it's high enough, I think I'd probably take a little bit of a wager on it, actually.
Sounds good.
Okay. Mizorowski goes against Crochet. The Red Sox have been absolutely god-awful.
Oh, sell the team chance? Ugly. 2-8 against 8-2. And again, look at the run differential. Milwaukee's doing it again. 4 years in a row? The Cubs have been favored to win this division, and the Brewers might do it again. And look at this price. There's a lot of confidence in Crochet here, but again, it's going to be cold, and good luck trying to hit with these conditions.
So I think it's now time to already buy in the Brewers to win their division if you didn't get down at like plus 230 to begin the year. The Cubs have injuries in their staff. That's Horton and now Boyd on the IL. And this is the offense we're talking about with the Brewers so far to begin the year. 21-plus doubles and 21-plus stolen bases in the first 10 games of a season. They became the fifth team in history to accomplish that this year. The fifth team in history. Their team batting stats on the year. They have a 2.7 WAR, which is third behind Houston and the Dodgers. They're third in WRC+, third in weighted on base, fourth in slugging, second in on base, first in stolen bases by 9, and they're also so good on running the bases in general. They're first in base running runs above average, not close. The pitching has been, they have some strong numbers, but overall not great. They'll get better. And it's like, this is like the definition of insanity.
Well, the other thing is the Cubs are 4-6 against an easy schedule. That's the other thing that helps you, too.
And the injuries overall.
Yes.
So I like this Brewers team. Another thing here for the Red Sox, Boston is 1-6-3 in the first 5 to begin the year.
Okay.
And opposing righties are 6-2 over their K-prop against Boston to begin the season. Did we get a home run? Oh, no, it's a flashback.
No, yeah.
Okay, they're showing like a home run robbery. I'm like, that happen just now? No, okay.
What are you doing with Schlittler? You got to go with your boy again.
I did.
It's been phenomenal. And the Yankees are off to a great start, too. Number 1 in starters ERA. The Pens had their issues the last 2 games. 19 scoreless. He'd be the first pitcher today in the modern era to start the season 3 starts, no runs, 2 hits or fewer, and go at least 5. He's been unbelievable. He's throwing more cutters and more sinkers. Untouchable. Let's see, he does it again. And the other story for the Yankees has been Stanton. He started off 5 games in a row, 2 for 4, and he owns Savale, hitting almost 500 against him. And he has horrible numbers going back against the Yankees as well. 1-6 with an ERA of 7. His last 8 starts against the Yankees. But it's a big price. But you want to go run line, something like that. But the Yankees have been awesome, and this I don't think it's going to go well for them today, the A's.
And it looks like there's an error by the Mets. Was that Lindor who kicked that 1-0 run? Yeah. It was. Did you see that stretch that he had in the game with Peralta on the mound last week? Absolutely pathetic. He forgot that he thought there were 2 outs. Look at that. Not even close.
Nonchalant.
And then he got picked off by like 10 feet off first base. He's off to a horrible start. But here's what I'm doing in this A's-Yankees game. And I said this going back to his opening start of the year. The number for his K-prop was way too low, and until books adjust, I got to keep betting it. So starters are 6-3 over the A's with their K-prop. Righties are 5-2 over. Schlittler so far, 5 1/3, 8 Ks, 6 1/3, 7 Ks. That's 11.2 innings pitched, 10.4 Ks per 9. I played over 6.5 minus 109 earlier this morning. The A's strike out a lot. This guy strikes out a ton. His outs prop is 16.5. If he makes it 6 innings, I will be surprised if he doesn't get to at least 7 Ks in this game. And one more note on Savale. He's 1-6 career with an ERA above 7 and 8 starts against the Yankees. So
I said, terrible.
Yeah.
Yes. That's another reason to back him, no doubt. Yep. Is Contreras going to play today, right? You ought to be careful with this. Maybe there could be a brawl. He's been hit 24 times by the Brewers.
Oh.
He says if they do it again, fireworks.
Yep. He'll charge today. He's taking somebody out if it happens.
I know.
think, was that the 5th or the 6th time he was hit by Woodruff?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it was definitely a handful of times. So 30 degrees here?
Yeah.
Total 6.5?
But these two guys, with Miz and Crochet, I know. I wanted to point that out, though. I forgot about we could have fireworks in that one. That could be big.
Well, and then what do you want to do in the World Series rematch? Because
well, this is ugly. I mean, the hangover is real here.
Mm-hmm.
And no surprise what the Dodgers are doing. Number one, you got the stud, who's 17-5 on the road with an ERA of 2 in Yamamoto. Pa has his 16 for his last 28. Oh, by the way, we're number one in average slugging and home runs.
Off to a blazing start.
Yes. So it's Gossman, though, and maybe he can contain him and slow him down. He's been awesome striking guys out. First 2 starts were solid, but they might win, but there's just no way with Yamamoto and what he did against them last year, and the Dodgers $1.50. I mean, the Blue Jays have issues right now. No doubt.
Well, the good news is they have Gossman going, who's been absolutely exceptional. 21 Ks so far in 12 innings. But how about Yamamoto's career numbers on the road, if you include the postseason? 17-5 with an ERA of 2. That's 31 career road appearances. Starts and relief, if you do that, if you include that from Game 7 of the World Series. By the way, I can't get my eyes off this Mets game because I have that. I think Peralta's going to kill Lindor. He has given him the stink eye on the mound. This is the second straight game Lindor has completely screwed him over in the field. Oh, there you go, buddy. Get out of Milwaukee.
Okay.
Go play with a guy like this who's clearly not ready for the season to begin.
Okay.
I wanted to point this out from the Cubs game as well. This is from the MLB research packet. This is incredible. Javier Assad's going to go today.
Yeah.
3.51 ERA in 54 starts. Made 7 starts last year. He missed a lot of time with a severe oblique strain. Over the past 2 seasons, Assad has leaned on his sinker. 36+% usage from that. They pointed out here his most utilized offering, but the Rays are batting .417 with a .569 slug versus the sinker so far this year. Only the Dodgers have a higher batting average. Jonathan Aranda is 4 of 7 with a home run against the sinker so far this year. And the Mariners and Guardians are the only 2 teams that have a lower batting average than the Cubs so far this season. And Rasmussen is going today for the Rays. Mm-hmm. Those are some pretty telling numbers. I bet Rays first 3 and first 5 in the game today against the Cubs based on that intel. That is awesome information there by MLB.
It's here. Baseball season's here. Ton of day games. VSiN Pro made it a whole lot more profitable with the AI player prop projections powered by OptAI. Data-driven projections for hitters and pitchers compared directly to DraftKings lines so you know exactly where the value is. Every day we break it all down with the top value plays and strong plays, so you don't have to do the heavy lifting. Get access now with a VSiN Pro subscription. VSiN.com/MLB props. VSiN.com/MLB props.
How about, you mentioned Sale last night. Well, the Braves getting killed by the Angels. Soriano was fantastic.
Yeah, again.
8 innings, 10 Ks overall for that dude.
Good for him.
I got him in pocket at 100-1 to win the Cy Young. The number's still available, by the way.
Okay.
Now, not that, but if you look at the guys ahead of him on the list to win the AL Cy Young, there's no way, no how, like 10 guys should be ahead of him.
Soler, 600 career against Lopez. Harper, 400 against Ray as well.
Pauly's going to detail Win Some, Lose Some coming up next. A strong Calcutta update. And basically the best performance that he's ever seen in something like this. He'll give you the details next.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night? Wow, winning. Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Pauly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
All right, after all that, we'll have to wait. Azuna not in the lineup today. Michigan, 20-1 to win the title in the summer. 16-1 to start the season. 37-3 record. Incredible job non-conference. And just one close game. Didn't cover. Still won last night, only made 2 threes. Excellent job by Michigan. Hurley, 19-1 ATS run in the tournament. Most outstanding player. Cadeau, 50-1 before the tournament. 18-1 before the Final Four, plus 325 before the title game.
You think he was the right selection?
I Michigan's such a complete team. I can't argue.
I thought Mara's presence down low last night, especially defensively, where he just completely altered everything UConn wanted to do down low. I probably would have leaned Mara, but Cadeau was also very good last night.
Yep. Knicks Hawks under 228.5 to 225.5. Great game. Brunson took over in the last 5 minutes. Angels plus 145, Rockies plus 125, and they did it again. The LA Kings have played 4 straight overtime games. They played the most overtime games in a single season in NHL history. 42% of their games have gone to overtime. You are up over 50 units if you bet every Kings game to go to overtime this year. What is going on? That's incredible.
You imagine going to the start of the year, you're going to go to war with betting the Kings every game to go to overtime.
Yes, right. Come on.
That's amazing.
It is. Subscribe, be part of the team. VSiN.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos at Pauly Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in. We'll put you on. I always thought a mean dog. Angry, a Rottweiler, right? Be careful, right? Anything but. Look at this guy. Sitting down in the water, hanging out, dress him up. Yeah, piece of cake, right? I always thought they were tough. But I think
they are.
Okay, it was just this a fluke, or are they like this around their owners?
They might be.
If you got a Rottweiler, let me know. Send them in.
I will also say that puppy Rottweilers are like the best-looking dogs I've ever seen in my entire life.
That's why I got Jordan, because I always wanted a Rottweiler, but they were big. But Jordan was the color of a Rottweiler with a beagle. Yeah. So I had that's one reason I got him. Look at the guy just hanging out in the water. That's excellent. And we got a name now for our guy. This is Ziggy. Ziggy loves when they open up and he gets his fish toys and they open up so he can go swimming. He's hauling ass, waiting. Open the door already. Come on, let's go. Jumps in, dives in the pool, but he knows where all the toys are. He gets his toys, his little fish, ready to go. Grab it, jump back in. He's got it. That's excellent. There it is. Have a day, Ziggy. That's phenomenal. Lose some. Did you see this game? Cavs, Grizzlies under 238 to 232. No chance.
Indeed, yeah.
The Grizzlies tied an NBA record with 29 made threes and couldn't cover. That's impossible. They lost by 16 and hit 29. They shot 59 threes.
Mm-hmm. Well, why not when you're making 29 of them?
They were up big, and then they couldn't even cover.
It looked, again, last night, like right away in the game, you're like, oh, my God, the Cavaliers are not going to cover a double-digit spread. They might lose the game outright.
Right. I can't believe it. That's wild. And a bad beat, first period over, Kings Predators. The Kings scored 2 minutes in. Nothing the rest of the way. Sharp Place. We love Jeff and the crew. They've been with Follow the Money since day one. Alerts directly from the pros, real-time betting information, AI betting analysis, donate over $30,000 to charity. Over the last couple of years with the Robinhood plays, unmatched transparency, records updated daily. SharpPlays.com. Start winning with them. SharpPlays.com. Respected, watched, and feared. We talked about this the last 2 years before the tournament. JT the Brick was on 2 years ago. As he goes to these and he's the auctioneer. And we also talked about Rufus Peabody does this every year in Masters, the Majors, and also the NC2A tournament. Calcutta is where you bid on teams. And it's a lot like fantasy football. It's an auction where you bid. It's not on players, it's on teams. And this is one of the best performances I've ever seen in a Calcutta. Our buddy Jordan, and you also get bonuses for, which I'll explain coming up in a second. High seed to win in the first round, so you get money if you had high point. Largest margin of victory in the first round. You got a bonus if you had Prairie View for getting their butts kicked. I believe Troy had the fewest points in the first round, so you got paid if you grabbed that, and payouts go up each round as well. They bid on and had Michigan, Duke, Illinois, Iowa, Vandy, Kentucky, Texas, Utah State, and Alabama. They won money on every team but Duke. And if Duke doesn't choke, they would have had 3 of the Final 4. Stayed away from Florida, nice job, but also goes to show you, and I've been in some of these before. There's a lot of times where you bid on a team and you won't get a profit unless they go to the Final 4.
Right.
Just because it's just madness. Right. And you're going, oh, Mitch wants to bid this, I'm going to outbid you. I think Florida's going to win it all. I'm coming and I'm going higher. And next thing you know, oh my God, I lost my mind. I break even if they go to the Elite Eight and lose or whatever.
So how much would a team like Illinois pay this year for making the Final Four as a 3 seed?
That paid well.
Probably pretty well, right?
Yes. The big one was Texas. That was the first
sure.
four
Yeah.
team, and they won 3 games.
Yeah, that'd be a big one.
Yes.
By the way, it's my understanding, too, that Calcutta's, like this week, not only is it huge for what the tournament, gigantic for the tournament, it's my understanding that Calcutta's for the Masters is absolutely humongous.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, Rufus tweeted it out a couple of years ago about all the different things that they have, the bid and then the side bets and all the other stuff that they have as well, which I like here, too. In addition to the teams, you have all the bonuses with the upsets, margin of victory, and all the other stuff.
Think about, by the way, the last couple of years now, how it's changed in recent years based on not getting that many upsets.
Yes,
so now, like, how much do you concentrate actually for the really good teams and the high-seeded teams compared to, well, you know what, I think this 12 seed or this 10 seed can actually go on a big run here. Hasn't happened the last couple of years. Only had that one upset basically in the first couple of days.
Good point. About how much these 1 seeds will go for.
So if you had High Point, you did pretty damn well.
Yeah, because they won a game and they pulled the upset, right? They also had biggest upset in round of 32. So he had Iowa, so he gets bonus points for that because they also beat Florida.
Oh, no doubt. Oh, then Iowa. Oh man.
And he won another game.
Won another game after that.
You got a 9 seed that won 3 games.
Yeah, so Iowa and Texas. There you go. Probably
big.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then you have the winner with Michigan. That's an incredible job. I mean, to think if Duke doesn't choke, you have 3 of the Final 4. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
Good luck trying to do that again.
No kidding. Update, it's a loser for me in this Mets game. The Mets have taken a 2-0 lead to the third. I will say this, Francisco Lindor totally redeemed himself. However, I will say there was a ball in right field that Corbin Carroll misplayed with 2 outs. And then the cutoff guy, it was a terrible relay. And the guy came all the way from first for the Mets to score to go up 2-0, and that's a loser. I had first 3 under 1.5. Bad job there by everybody involved. Horrible with the defense and all around. That happened. Multiple gaps. Now, the shadows are playing an issue here. So maybe it could have been a bigger part of the handicap. I also asked about a price for this Marlins-Reds game for no home run. It's basically between like 3-1 on the Reds or plus 390 for the whole game. That's too short. I couldn't play that. I need at least 5-1 or higher for no home run to be in the game.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an interesting market.
This is from Thomas on X. You talked about Rottweilers. He's got a Rottie. Sadie baby. Big baby with owners. Great with kids. Strangers need 10 minutes to get comfortable, then lay in their laps.
All right.
Great judge of character.
Oh,
perfect. It's nice to have around the house.
I like that. That's strong. You want to take the Golden Knights again tonight? $1.60 in regulation against Vancouver. Haven't lost since the coaching change and punked Edmonton on the road over the weekend.
What's the price on puck line?
Puck line. Okay.
That's got to be
Did you see the Islanders did the same thing now? They fired Patrick Waugh.
Yeah.
Here's another one, even later in the game, what they're doing. Puck line.
It's got to be $1.30-ish, probably.
105.
Oh, it's not even that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
$2.55 for the game.
How long can
this crazy?
Can this lead into the playoffs? I don't know if it can or not, but for the Golden Knights?
Well, that was an impressive win to what they did to Edmonton.
Oh, definitely
it was. The first 2 wins, you played bad teams. So
don't you kind of want to bet against them if they play Edmonton in the first round?
This division's nuts coming down to it.
Yeah?
Any of these 3 teams can get it. But Edmonton has had their number. I think maybe that was just an outlier, what happened over the weekend. But having said all that, they should be able to take out Vancouver tonight.
I think so.
The way they're playing.
Yep. All right, this is coming up in about an hour from right now. In fact, a little bit short of that. Mitch and Pauly's Pizzeria Tip Jar. You can drop your submissions in. Email the show, ftm@vsin.com, with your play, name, and your state. And this can include anything on like Michigan winning the championship last night, making the Final Four, what you have pending with the Masters, NHL, NBA playoffs as well. Cross-sport parlays, we love running down those bets. Coming up in the tip jar in about 45 minutes or so. Julian Edlow next. We'll go over NBA awards, movement, and splits at DraftKings and his betting approach for the Celtics-Hornets game tonight in the NBA.